recently posted an article discussing the late Anne Heche's death, including the problems that are surrounding her estate. There are debtors and claimants coming, and they are essentially suing her estate and claiming damages against her estate. All of this has surfaced since her death, and some of the claims that have came out have surfaced because of her death. So she was involved in a car crash that led to her death, and one of the claimants, whose houses she actually crashed into, is requesting $2 million in damages and a jury trial. I'm not going to go into the extreme details of the other claimants, but the most recent article stated that there was some sort of legal accounting done with her estate, and it approximately totaled to $110,000. That alone, coupled with a $2 million claim against the estate, already puts this issue in a hole. And I did receive a question once I posted this article, and the question posed was, is this stating her son can't claim her estate because other people are trying to take from it, and there isn't enough money actually in it to satisfy everyone? That's so sad. So the probate process definitely isn't for the weak, especially if there are some legal claims that are going to be attached to the estate. This may even take longer for the estate to be able to set things straight and then, talk about who gets paid when. So let's actually talk about who gets paid and when. Hi, my name's Leah Boston. I'm an estate planning attorney and owner of Law Office of Leah Boston, LLC. I draft wills, trusts, and long-term life care planning. It's my firm's mission to educate, not only educate, but also to help draft documents that generate and perpetuate your wealth. This is taking place in California, and as a disclaimer, I'm not licensed to practice law in California, but this is just a discussion of my research. If you are in California and you have any questions about the California probate process, please don't hesitate to reach out to a California probate attorney for that official legal advice. So California's probate code actually lays out in great detail how debts are paid and the order in which they are paid. I'm pulling all of this from the code, and they basically state that the first in line are debts owed to the state or the United States. Then you have expenses that are incurred related to the probate administration process. Examples of these are payments to the executor, so the person that is kind of organizing and distributing everything and paying all the fees. Attorney's fees is another example of probate administration fees. Possible utility expenses that are related to the upkeep of real estate, costs that are possibly relating to the selling of real estate or selling of property, business related expenses to keep the decedent's business running. And as a note, the decedent is going to be the person that has passed away. So these are a few priority payments that must be made before the estate has even begun to address the debtor's claims. After this, then must the estate address any obligations that are secured by a mortgage, deed of trust, or any types of other lien, including but not limited to a judgment lien. And this all goes in the order of their priority. The estate is able to do this by selling the property of the estate, and then those proceeds are going to go towards paying those obligations. However, if the estate's proceeds are not enough to satisfy the debts, it becomes general debt of the estate. And the court, of course, usually stipulates the amount in which each creditor will get paid if there's not enough money to satisfy the debt. So as you can see, based on the $110,000 approximation of Anne Heche's estate, the $2 million claim, if awarded in court alone, will make her estate insolvent, especially if there are other priority accounts that need to be paid first. This is why it's so important to do an accounting of your assets and your debts and always be aware of your financial situation. Estate planning attorneys in general can help you on the front end by laying out your assets in what's called a questionnaire. So if you come to my office prior to your consultation, I like to send out a questionnaire to all of my clients asking them to lay out their finances and essentially do an accounting of everything. Like, how much do you owe on your home? Do you have a mortgage? Any credit card debt? Any bank accounts? What are your bank accounts worth? How much money do you have in the bank? Etc., etc. That way there's no surprises, and this type of preventative planning, it really helps because all of this information is understood and it's known before we've even reached the probate process, or if we reach the probate process, depending on the type of estate planning that you choose to go forward with. But this gives you and your future beneficiaries a good idea of how things will probably pan out, of course, barring any sort of legal issues. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments. Otherwise, if you're ready to get started on your preventative planning, organizing your assets, and taking steps to preserve your wealth, contact my office at www.leahbostonlaw.com, and I'm happy to help get you started.